Just a fun day of trading. Is kind of one of those days that has a little bit of everything that I love. A full wick test, initial balance tests, an untested wick in between, and was able to kind of get in and get out of the day pretty quick. So we're going to go and recap today's trading session. These are from my live stream that happens on my main channel, Trades by Matt. So come hang out over there every morning at market open. And yeah, trading my 2050K accounts with Apex. You can use code TBM for the best discount always over there. Right now it's 80% off. So go get a funded account. Let's dive into the recap. Yo, good morning. Welcome. How we doing? Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. And we had CPI come out this morning. Hence the crazy looking candle that you see on the chart. Hopefully yesterday turned out okay for you. I got off the stream. I took 2 trades yesterday. No, 3 trades. 3 trades. I took a 10-pointer, 10-point winner right after the stream. I called that out at 52. Took it for 10 points. Took a 10-point stop loss on another. Maybe I took 3 trades. Might have been 4 trades. I don't actually remember. I do have a screenshot somewhere in Discord. But after that, there was this beautiful channel on the 22 range chart where the 22 range was just going just perfectly up off the 1.5, just respecting a beautiful range. And I traded that up into 19K a couple times. Ended the day up decent. So kind of fun when those types of things play out after, you know, waiting for forever. What felt like forever with boring price action to then, you know, have a very slow climb with a really respected trend going into that 19K liquidity, etc. So good stuff there. We'll see what today brings. We're opening up. We obviously had CPI come out at 7:30. We are inside the CPI candle still. The highs of that are at 160 or so. Markets are open. We're opening up above yesterday's value area high, above VWAP. VWAP is at like 110s. Value area high from yesterday is at 120s. Yesterday's close around 110 as well, right around VWAP. We got overnight lows at 19K, which is where that CPI low was. And then if we crack the 19K, then the 920 retest at value area low looks decent. This move has looked pretty decent so far. Yesterday being pretty nice as well. We're above that volume at 19K. I don't really know what today's going to bring. So what does that mean, chat? If we don't know, we're going to be patient. We're up 0.2% on the day, so nothing crazy as far as like a trend day to start the session or anything like that. We'll just see if we pop the overnight highs and continue to rip it, or if we kind of fake out the overnight highs, come back into the range and retest some of this wick action from CPI in 19K. News-wise on the rest of the session, we had CPI. Then we have crude oil inventories at 9:30 if you're a crude oil trader. That's it. CPI came in at 2.9, which I think will typically mean up moves, but we'll see. All right, so far we swept the overnight highs, we swept the wick, and we're coming back down inside. And I mean, we can, if we snap 980s and yesterday's point of control, I really think we kind of rotate 1900 into the bottom of the CPI wick, but we'll see. All right, it's happening. Making that rotation to 19K maybe. Overnight lows. I'm 30 seconds away from getting green lighted to trade. I mean, a push up into if we close here, if we close 50, push up 80, could be an interesting short for the continuation into 19K. And it's a wick test. Look at that. Yeah. We got some buyers kind of stepping up. We'll see if I get to fill out the wick or not. It'll be right at like the 1 standard deviation, right at the untested wick. It's an early trade for me, but I did say that I was either like I've been saying it for the last week and a half. I'm interested in a true wick test or waiting for IB basically. This is a true wick test, so I'm gonna give it a shot, see if I get filled. I might not get the fill though. I mean, we'll see. I'm what, 3 points away from getting filled? That's what I missed the trade yesterday on too, 3 points. Or the day before, one of the days. Missed it by 1.75 points and an immediate flush to target. Appears I needed to front run it a little bit. I'm trying to decide if I still am interested if we go back up. I think that's enough of a run to where I'm not interested anymore. They're good. If you front ran it, I mean, it's a good trade. It's an immediate 10-pointer, immediate base hit. That's okay. Again, that to me is just like a margin of error. You know what I mean? Where it just like sometimes it doesn't go straight up. I mean, we'll see if we get the full. I'm just trying to decide if I still like it up here or not. I'm gonna try it off of the wick. Yeah, we just pushed straight into VWAP from it. I think it ran like 5 points immediately in the money. I marketed it in because I liked the sweeping action. I'm gonna give it its time. Still got buyers kind of pushing up. Still got a little bit of liquidity down into the 70. You can see it resting there. Hello, Rhythmic. All right. I got filled out at the 10 points. My Rhythmic got me out at the 10 points, but that was a little sus. Not my favorite trade. I should have taken the... Hard to say. So the wick test played perfectly when you front ran it by 2 points. And then when you didn't, it got swept very quickly up to 100 psych level, right? 100 psych. Just shy of the OB. Just shy of VWAP, 100 psych plays, right? I almost get stopped out. I don't get stopped out, obviously. And then it flushes. And we had that liquidity sitting there at 70 for the whole time. That's why I stayed in it. I take my 10 points there. I'm up $3,920 off a 10-pointer right off the bat. The wick test itself, right? The wick test itself says to have a stop at 129, but I'm not going to have a 45-point stop. So as far as like the wick test principle goes, you should technically still be in this trade. I'm just not willing to give it all of that. The true target on this trade is 42. And it would be a 45 point winner or whatever. That's the true wick test here, but I'm not willing to sit there for that. I want a 10-pointer. And I thought I was going to get the 10-pointer right away, and we ended up flushing it a little bit, and then it looks good. But, dicey trade. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. The 100 short is significantly better, but I didn't know if we were going to get to 100. I thought this action when we quickly ran it and then came back down in, I mean, I marketed in. I thought it was going to quickly flush. And that's a full VWAP or a full wick test right there. That's the full exit. So, I mean, that was good for the true wick test. If you traded it, that was a 45-point winner for 18 points of drawdown. So the true wick test, if you held it to target, that's a good looking trade, but I wasn't willing to hold it all the way. And I still like the rotation into the overnight lows at 19K. I stand by that. Which is why I wanted to get short off of the untested wick to begin with, right? The wick test. This wick test, I think that we are getting pulled into this 19K. It's just that we had like one quick little flush up in the meantime. So on to the next. And it's lit. Alrighty, we got a dad joke of the day coming up right now. August 14th, Wednesday. When are holes beautiful? Did he? When are holes beautiful? When they're gorgeous. That's tough. A gorge is a hole. Yesterday's was better. It's really hard to come back after yesterday, honestly. Anything that we had was going to be terrible compared to yesterday. All right, let's continue to make that 19K rotation, yeah? Seems right. Honestly, I love seeing a wick test fully play out. It's always a really pretty thing when it works perfectly. It's just like too much movement for me to truly enjoy all of that this early in the day. But I love watching a true wick test play out. It's even better when you don't obviously have this topside tail, but like topside tail even is factored into the ratio. So it's nice to see it play. What was yesterday's? I missed it. Yesterday's was what has 5 toes and isn't your foot? My foot. Does the wick test only form on the 5 minute? Good question. The answer is no. You'll see it sometimes on the daily, sometimes on, I mean, you can see it on any time frame that has candles, right? I just prefer the 5 minute. I think 1 minutes don't get respected enough. And then if you're trading more than a 5 minute, I find it becomes really hard to hold for the true expected value that it should be. Because I mean, even this 5 minute one was still 45 points. But the 5 minute wick test respects a lot more than the 1 minute, in my opinion. All right, next stop, if we can close and be heavy through the 80s, is the 920s. Value area low from yesterday for a nice green to red rotation. This is 920s to 980s, magical 20s, magical 80s in this 5 minute candle as well. So I mean, now we're in another interesting spot where it's like you close at like, I don't know, 60s, 70s, 75. Candle closes here heavy, right? Go back up, retest 19K overnight lows, CPI low. Doesn't necessarily seem like a bad idea. All right, let's see what happens here. This is a very interesting spot. I wish that it would have closed heavy and then gone up and retested 19. I don't know if I like it all happening in the single 5 minute candle, to be honest. Got a little bit of buyers trying to kick up here. I don't necessarily love the close, but this is just like, historically, it's such a good trade. Oh, it didn't quite get up there. Got to what, 95? Slap to 73. 20-point slap, just instant. Missed it by 1 point. I'm in. I'm gonna go into my stop break even there. Missed the fill by a tick. Sick. All right, it ended up being a break even trade. Missed my fill by a tick and not willing to let that run back up against me. So I'll leave the stop there. And that's fine. Obviously, don't be a dick for a tick, but like missing by a true tick, that's tough. Right idea. I'm happy with the idea. I'm happy with the way that it traded. I think that's, again, like a margin of error on the not getting filled out by the tick, to be perfectly honest. So whatever. I'm not willing to let that go within a tick and then not fill me, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not willing to not have my stop come down there. Stop not too small? No. That 5-point stop was really good, honestly. And maybe, well, yeah, 5.5. It was 5.5 points for a 10-point winner. That's a very tight trade. And I'm happy with how I had that set up. It's just, I just missed the fill by a little bit. So a better trade than your winner, GG's. Yeah, no kidding. That's fine. On to the next. It's getting filled on my short by a tick. Super frustrating. Yeah, it's just part of it, man. I know it's super frustrating. I get frustrated all the time by it, but like at the same time, we have to just keep a clean mental on it. If you miss a trade by a tick, if you miss the fill by a tick, or you miss the exit by a tick, it's part of trading. You know what I mean? Can't really beat yourself up over it, especially on the Nasdaq when like a tick is pretty negligible. So don't beat yourself up over it. Don't get frustrated. Don't get tilted by it. Nothing worse than getting tilted just because you're missing by a tick. Gut wrenching? No. See, I think that's like honestly, I think that's a really like mental spot that you really want to run away from. If you feel like it's gut wrenching when you miss it by a tick, like, doesn't sound healthy. Markets are always moving. They're going to continue to move. There's going to be other opportunities. You know what I mean? Wow, that was a really fast first hour. It felt like it's almost IB time already. Initial balance. It's kind of crazy to see the 80 trade work for 80 points. We talked about getting, like, when this trade was forming, I talked about the retest of this for the short end of 19K, and it actually played out. I don't really call, like, I don't really often see big trades like that actually line up pretty nicely with a bunch of other ideas, and that one actually did, which is nice to see. Nice push out of this. Really nice push out, honestly. Just a dirty little sweep off the bottom of the 1 minute trend. 1 minute trend, sweeps out of it, comes back inside maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Buyers are looking decent. Do you mix your Alani and coffee together to make some weird concoction like you do your yogurt and eggs? No, I don't. However, all right, there's the sweep of the lows. Okay, this is good. I mean, a close. Yeah, it's a decent close. However, on the hunting trip, we did have a beer early in the morning, like a morning breakfast beer, and we mixed it with half of a Celsius, like an orange flavored Celsius, and we called it was like a beer mosa basically, but with energy, and it was very tasty. I'm short off IBL. And I'm out. Love that trade. Love that trade. Love the IBL trades and the IBH trades when they work. They're just so good. God, like, they are so good. And I love, like, I'm playing directionally into that 920 value area low. So it's just like a good short setup into a target that I actually like. I love that. When you have a short setup that plays into, like, the directional bias that you have, it's just so nice. It's literally so nice. Playing into that yesterday's value area low short. This one, playing into 19K. This one, I don't really remember. Oh, this was the 19 wick. 19K overnight lows, CPI wick. Getting short off that. Took a break even, but missed the foil by a tick. IBL short. Plays for 30 plus points already. I'm up 7,861 off of on the day. It's 393 after the commissions off 3 trades. 393 per account. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at market open. Peace.